What is up, guys and gals? This is Dope for Life, the host of the Hyperview podcast, and I'm here today with a very special guest. I am here with none other than A Payne, a singer, songwriter, and content creator hailing from Stockton, California. And go ahead, introduce yourself. I appreciate you for coming on to the show.
De Definitely. Thank you for having me. My name is A Payne. I'm originally from Stockton, California, but Sacramento has been like my performance home. Like that's where like I've learned so much like in the music game. I've made so many great friends and connections. So I'm so blessed to, keep doing my thing. So
Right.
yeah.
No, that's dope. That's dope. And we're Sacramento's glad to have you. I have I like to binge, like, the day of the
Right.
artist, like, YouTube page, Facebook
Right.
page, like, everything, just so, like, I kinda get a vibe of who
Yeah.
you are as an artist or as whatever you are in the capacity of your creativity, right? Because I try not to, put everybody in the to a box because people like to be whatever they would like to be, but
Right.
I wanna see you in your element, right? And, no, you've got like, ridiculously dope videos, right? Like,
Thank
dope
you.
songs, and I could just tell you put a lot of meticulous nature into your craft, you know what I mean? Like, thinking about it, making sure that it looks good and that the quality is of a certain standard, right? Like, because it's one
It's a
thing to have,
pleasure.
like, one good video, right? But then to have, like, multiple and be like, "Okay, like, this is a standard that this person has set, and they wanna make sure every time they come in, they come correct."
Right. Well, like I do the best that I can, especially with the budget that I have. But God has been very good to me. This is like I grew up. My background as a child, I grew up singing in choirs, like doing school performances, drama class, that type of thing. But we didn't necessarily have like a performing arts school. Like I feel like if I would have been like in a performing arts environment, I would already be, I guess, there
Right.
already, but I didn't start songwriting until my 20s.
Mm.
So with my daughter's dad.
And what do you mean by songwriting? Like,
Like
full-blown songs or
yeah,
just
full-blown
literally
songs,
just
right.
writing lyrics in general?
I did poetry as a middle school, like I did poetry and all those types of things. And I actually started off like when I was a kid, I was shy to sing, so I used to rap, but it
Mm.
was horrible. But say no, don't get me wrong. Like I always had I have the gift of writing. Like English was one of my favorite subjects. And I loved reading a lot as a child. We had social media to a certain extent, but it wasn't like to the
Yeah.
capacity that it is now. So I used to write short stories and like like I don't know if Sacramento has like senior portfolio or senior project, like your
Mhm.
final project. So for my final project, I wrote a book.
Okay.
So I always like romance novels and like urban love stories and shit like Eric Jerome Dickey and what's his name? Zane and all that shit. So I used to be reading stuff I had on bed like, what? Like I just
Right.
ghetto romance pretty much.
I think we all got introduced to Zayn. Like, if you
You
are at
know?
89 and beyond, right?
Okay. We had Eric Jerome Dickey, we had Zane, we had Sister Soldier,
And yeah,
Coldest
no,
Winter Ever.
you for sure should not have been reading that shit. Like,
But why not? Because I shall be in class like,
hey,
you
and to be honest, though, I can't even be mad at you. If it got you into a book, you know what I'm saying? Because reading
right,
is just a different way of, like, consuming information because that's your imagination. There's
right,
somebody else's word, but it's like but your mind has to make it come alive versus you watching something on TV, and then that's, like, you consuming somebody else's, like,
right.
image. But, like,
I
when you read a
also
book, that's
Oh,
you.
I'm sorry, not to cut you up.
No, you
I also liked Donald Goines, like, I liked, like I mean, now, I'm from Stockton, California. I guess it's considered hood now, but, like, in the '90s, we're like a lower middle class family, you know what I'm saying? I didn't grow up, like, in the ghetto, but I went to school, like, my friends was from the ghetto, but it was cool, like, we partners, we don't care, so it's like I'm seasoned, I'm well-versed in the
right.
suburbs and the ghetto. So, not like, I just, I always used to I loved reading, and I loved writing and expressing myself, and, in the '90s, we wanted to play outside, we making them dances and we recording tapes and like,
We was
I'm
wild
showing
in
my
the
age.
'90s. We was
Right,
wild
right,
in the
right.
'90s.
So I'm not
Like,
that old. Like I'm not a dinosaur, guys, but I'm in my 30s.
'cause
I'm 34.
we was, like, young enough to, like, know about CDs and, like, just young enough to be able to make fun of 8 tracks, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like
Right.
and vinyls and all that stuff, but we, like, knew what it was and how it worked, but
I
we
love
also were
vinyl.
young enough to, like, have AOL and dial-up, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so
Mhm.
we
Oh,
can
I
we can
stayed with
make fun of y'all
AOL.
all of y'all
Right, I stayed with AOL. I had the free little trial
with
disc.
the
I never
disc,
paid for it, okay?
eh
So, you remember the CDs? Like, you could get, like, 100 CDs for a penny and shit? Like, I'm
of
like
everything. They used to just send them to people's houses. I remember when we finally did, like, move to Elk Grove, when I was in
Right,
high school, they would we would just get disc in the mail, like 60
right.
free minutes of AOL, you know what I mean, online. All you had to do
Mhm.
was have it clicked up to the phone line. I don't think my parents even knew what internet was until, like, May after I graduated, but I had been online.
Right, my parents are older, so my parents are much older, so my dad, he was actually he was, like, 46 when I was born, but my mom,
Okay.
she was in her late 30s and shit like that, so they didn't know nothing about no internet. I'm doing all types of shit, but
They don't know
what
what the fuck is
I was
going
being
on.
creative, like, I even as a child, like, that's when I've always been interested in media. I wasn't, like, classically trained, like, I used to
Mhm.
use Photoshop and things like that. I don't do it so much now because now that I'm doing music and I'm putting my own visuals and I'm writing my own songs, I'd rather just, like, shit, it's too much. Like, I mean, if you're a one man band, by all means, but I'd rather work with other content creators too. And we all, shit, promote each other. That's all we got at the
Right.
end of the day.
Well, speak to that. I think that goes to a lot of like what I made the show for, right? Hyperview,
Right.
like we kind of like previously talked about, is about that balance.
Yeah.
And I really do, or I try to stick to a script of like community. Like you really like you cannot do this on your own. I've been doing it for 10, maybe 13 years now of being an entrepreneur. And most people don't even know what I do. But it's not because I'm not good at what I do. I just wasn't going out and talking to people. Like I
Yeah.
didn't find that to be a priority. So for me, it was like, no, you need to prioritize like bridging that gap. Um, being aware of other people, not only
Mm.
for what you can get from them, but what you can do for them, right? Like
Yeah.
you can see it as you can see it as, "I wanna use this person because they make good videos," but you could also see it as, "I wanna give them an opportunity to be able to do and work in the capacity that they love," right? And they
Right.
can't do that without me working in the capacity that I love, right? And that's
Right.
really what I'm trying to reframe not only my own mind, but everybody's mind to be able to think in that capacity because the money is just a outcome of you helping somebody else, right? You serve
Right.
somebody else and solved a problem for them. The more
Right.
you can do that, the more money you will have. So like the end goal should be money is how could I be of more value to somebody else? You know what I mean? So
Right.
you speak to like building community and like wanting to work with people in the capacities where that's their specialty and you can respect that and be like, I don't need to, you know what I'm saying? Take my time up when somebody loved doing this.
Right, and for me, money is not really the issue. That to me, money is just a tool that lets me know, "Hey, I respect your time. Let's get this done. Let's get to work."
Right.
I've been an entrepreneur. I'm a licensed cosmetologist first and
Okay.
foremost, but
Okay.
after COVID hit,
Get your money.
I had my own small business, and I had lost my clientele due to COVID, and
Mm.
my own mental issues, depression.
COVID come around slapping.
COVID whooped my ass. I'm like, "Hold on, what the fuck?" Like, I'm saying, "Sorry, can we cuss on here?" I was like,
Look, this
but,
is my show.
right, right, it's like,
I'll let them
I'm
tell me take it down.
right, right, but as far as that, I was entrepreneur for 6 years pre-COVID. COVID hit. Went into a deep depression and, just my life story, whatever, like, I was drinking, doing the most, and I had experienced a bad breakup and all that shit. And, I just had to take a step back and get my life together, and now I have a 9 to 5, and I fucking hate it, like, it's just not really what I wanna do. It's not conducive to what I'm trying to do, but I understand, like, we have to pay bills and things like that, but when you're an entrepreneur, you're just a dreamer, period, like, a content creator, like, you literally just think of things and imagine things all the time, and even as a grown person, like, a lot of people project their fears on you because they're scared to dive into their imagination. I play all day, I don't care. I'm never gonna grow up, like, as far as, like, my
Nah,
imagination. But
facts.
I get it, like, I have children, I'm married, I have priorities, but at the same time, it's like you have to take some type of risk, you gotta take some type of gamble. My goal was never to work for 40, 50 years for another company while and then I get a fucking check at the end a pension every month from them, and then I have to budget that. Like, I'd rather fucking take the risk. I'm just a risk taker. But I'm not in a unsafe sense, it's just like I spent so much time being reserved, I guess. I mean, I guess I'll say I was an introvert as a younger person, but now it's like, shit, you can be introvert to a certain extent. It's just I like to be around creatives that fuel my creative side. It's really like it helps me with my mental health, and I can't like that whole A type personality jobs. I cannot fucking stand them. Honestly, I don't care.
Right, yeah, no,
I'll
like,
walk the
they're
fuck out.
not I think you figure out very quickly, right? Because there's I won't say there's 2 types of people. I feel like the majority of people some people are just being lazy, right? Like, they just don't wanna work for nobody, and they have a authority problem.
Right.
Doesn't mean you should be a boss, you just
Yeah.
got some shit you need to work out, right?
Right.
Other people, right, they are not fit to be an employee because they are a boss. Like, I understand that should not be here, not because I cannot do the work, because I
Right.
understand that my capacity is higher than what you currently have me doing, right? Like, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like
I'll get the money. Don't give me now. I play the
right,
game now. Shit. I
100%.
need my check.
R
But if you go too fucking far, let me walk about this job before I act a fool.
right. No, and that's the thing, right? It's like and that's what makes you a boss, right? To me,
Right.
right? A boss is not somebody who can't work for somebody else because in some way you're leveraged for somebody else in all
Right.
capacities, right? Like
Right.
whether you're in your own business or you're working for somebody else, right? Like you're leveraged for somebody else's deal, right? So you're always gonna have kind of some kind of hierarchy. The
Yeah.
the the trick is, right? How do I want to fit into that cog, right? Do I want to trade my ability to be able to make unlimited income for security and safety, right? Because that's what a
Right.
95 is, right? Like,
Right.
I know this check is coming regardless of the level of effort that I put forward, right? I've already negotiated a certain set of money towards hours, right? And as
Mhm.
long as I show up for that amount of time, I can pretty much calculate what I'm gonna get. While as entrepreneurship is like you're saying, it's more of a risk, right? And an upfront investment of time and energy without any like immediate gratification of money coming back, you know what I mean? Or real
Right.
big money. Like a lot of times, the most of the entrepreneurs that I talk to, especially the ones that are making, let's say 6, 7, 8 figures, right? They failed for a long time. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like they sucked for a while until they got it
I
right.
don't
And
even think
then
failure is sucking. It's like you're literally learning something. Like you can go to somebody's company and they give fucking shove a fucking, oh, this is what you do, this is your job description, blah, blah, blah. That's cool, but it's not that you're feeling. It's like you're literally trying to learn. Like as far as like music, that's like it's like a kind of drop in a bucket type thing because everybody wants to do music, but the
right.
real like how people they use their music to promote products. They use their music to they get going to different avenues
You
of
gotta have a
going
plan about yourself. Yeah.
right.
You can't
And
just be
that's what I
out trying to
learned.
just do it to do it.
And that's what I learned. I've been signed before and things like that, like a local label, whatever, signed me a few years back. So I've been doing music since 2014, so 10 years.
Okay.
Not consistently, but on and off. I started out in Sacramento. You remember Blue Lamp, right?
Yeah, 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 I do. I performed
So
there myself,
I
been to shows, the whole 9,
right,
yes.
right, right. So I was a part of the whole, like, saying like Blue
It's good
Lamp.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying shout out to Gabby, shout out to Chauncey. Like I've met some amazingly dope artists. I had my own show there in 2016 when I released my first EP. It's not on streaming no more because it got shut down. Because at that time, I had that's my husband and my son coming in. So if you hear a baby screaming, don't.
Okay. You all good.
Baby, Norm? Okay. So basically, I've been in Sacramento since I had moved to Sacramento in 2013. I lived there until 2018. And then I've been back and forth, like as far as my business. And I just started like I had to be my own boss. I was working for myself. I was a new mom with my oldest daughter at the time. And I just had to promote myself like that is I don't know what it is. It's like a certain type of energy, like an entrepreneurial energy in Sacramento. It's like, I'm gonna get up and go do something. I'm just gonna stand outside, fuck it. Like, you want to hear that girl? Yeah, come on. Cause I literally like tried to promote myself and it's like it was like so cool. Like not to say that Stockton like isn't the same, but it's like kinda if people grew up with you and they seen you in school and things like that, like, oh, that's my real name's Tanya. "Oh, that's just Tanya from I'm Payne right now, watching you talk."
Hey, look, they said Jesus couldn't even make no couldn't make any miracles happen where he was from because the lack of belief. Not because he couldn't do it, because he did it everywhere else.
Right.
They just didn't believe. So he's like, I mean, I'm out of here.
And I
They
feel
just
like,
saw him as little Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
as I feel like now, like, the Central Valley where, like, it's starting to be more unity and things of that nature, but, like, the Blue Land was fucking tough, like, I used to go there and they didn't know me, I wasn't from Sacramento, I was like, "Hey, y'all, I'm from Stockton, California." People will walk out, like, "Who is this?" And
Dang.
then I'm like, "Well, fuck it, huh?" And then everybody come back in like, "Go ahead. Make a name for yourself. I'm not famous or nothing, but these
Right.
niggas know
Hey,
me,
talent
so,
speaks for itself. But I mean,
and
to
go
to
ahead.
to go back to, like, the "you suck" phase, right? Like, I feel like you do, like and because 'cause I'm just a realist, right? Like, you do suck compared to, like, how much better you'll be in a year or 2 years or 3 years, right? Like, you gotta allow yourself that time to suck so you can get better, you know what I mean? Like, because if you don't go through that suck phase, you won't ever be better. Or if you don't start
It
because
just
you think
practice
you're
makes
gonna suck.
perfect. Me, when I think of the word, I'm very, well, I've grown out of being super duper self-critical.
Okay.
So, when I say failure or I seen something that Will Smith has said, he said, "You have to be able to not be afraid to fail forward," meaning keep failing, keep failing, keep failing, keep failing, keep failing. Eventually, shit, you gotta win. It's like you practicing. It's like I used to play instruments. I used to play piano and guitar, but because I wasn't being encouraged by, like, my friends and things like that. "Oh, why you wanna play guitar? Why you wanna bitch, mind your business." Like, that's what I should have said at the time, but
Right.
I didn't. I was a kid,
No. Right.
it took me a while I was petrified to sing. I didn't really nobody really none of my close friends and family knew I could sing until, like, I was fucking, like, grown. Like, "You know
Yeah.
how to sing?" I'm like, "Bitch, I've been doing this in my room. I've been practicing. Well, I've been stuck in my room for years." I'm like, "Not no, pause. Not like that. Pause. I've been practicing in my room for years, so this is a family show. But but yeah, so,
Give him a Uncle
uh,
Roger, "Sorry, children."
you know
Like,
you know, I literally just music is like a part of my heart. "Son, is he loose?"
is
And my son, he on one. He ain't even 2. He only 1.5. He
is
tripping.
he loose? No, that's a common thing, I think, from all of people, right, is that we get to
Yeah.
this place where it's like, because the people who are closest to us, friends, families, people who we would think like, "Bro, you'll support me just because you know me and you know I'm the shit."
Right, right,
Or,
right.
you know what I'm saying? And, like, you love me, you would wanna support me. They be like, "You can't say," like,
Right, nigga, I got vocal.
and
But
nobody has if unless you come from it. Like, if there's a few people that I look to, like Killer Mike, Dave Chappelle, like Kanye West, right? People may not like everything that they do, but they're very secure at who they are, and they're very confident in their vision. And one thing that they all have in common was a very strong foundational, like, family
support.
support that was like, "You
Mhm.
could do it, believe in yourself, have a vision and go after it." Because to be honest, that's all that's really what's important is that if you can stay hyper and like focused on your vision, you wouldn't have gave a shit what nobody was talking about.
Right,
Like,
right.
no, nothing nobody would have had to say would have mattered unless it was going towards what your vision was, because that's what all that was have been important to you. But nobody really teaches us how to do that until later on in life, after we've accepted all these retarded ass agreements that don't really serve us, but we didn't know how not to do that. You know what I mean?
Well, for me, I come from a musical family, but they work like I have a lot of family in nursing and
Mm,
corrections and shit like that. I never as a shorty, I never wanted to fucking do none of that shit. I'm like, I
right,
wanna fucking sing. Like, I don't know
right.
who you think you is. Shit, you see. Like I'm saying, like, for me, I thrive off a motherfucker doubting me. I was like, oh shit.
Right.
Let me give me you know what I'm saying? But I did have support. But my parents are older and things of that nature. Like, we didn't really have the in the '90s and early 2000s, like, a lot of people wanted you to shelf out all this money to,
Oh, for
do what you
sure.
do.
Oh,
And it
for
was,
sure.
they was if you just, have your regular job and shit, like, my parents took care of me, like, I had a stable a stable
Right.
childhood and things of that
Yeah.
nature, but
She was like, "I didn't go
I
to
had
jail
to
so y'all can
invest
get
in
shot at and
myself.
shit."
I had to invest in myself and say, "Fuck it," like, "Fuck what people think," and it was hard for me to accept, like, it was like, I'm making music and, my shit might have been GarageBand at the time, but that's all I can afford, and it was amazing to me, like, just being able in the element to create was so cool, but it took me years to learn about quality and working with artists and have working with a label, and they're not seeing my vision, and I'm the songwriter, so it's like but I now understand, like, when you're a label, you're pretty much an employee of the label, so I understand that now, but I was young,
Everybody's
I was
leverage, right?
right.
What
I
part
was
are
a
you in the
hothead.
car?
And then, they want me to make extremely vulgar music, which I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm grown, we do what we do as adults, but as far as like, I don't want to, me personally, I really look at music at art, not trying to go viral, not trying to be cliche or catchy, or I don't give a fuck. I basically make this music that I want to hear for myself because it got to a point where I was just tired of hearing certain shit. Like I would literally get mad. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is this on the radio, yo? Like, really? Like,
Right,
like, but
right,
but then I'd be, I'm a hater. Oh, you old and like the internet is insane. Like I have Twitter and stuff like that, and a lot of times, people become unhinged on Twitter. Like I'll send a random comment on a random thread, and people, oh, you're
right.
a failed singer. Oh, you're this, you're that, blah blah blah. I'm like, well, bitch,
Damn.
did you watch my video? Well,
But
good, thank you.
I don't, and the crazy part to me, and thank you, yes, thank you for watching my video. Thank you
You're
for
right,
knowing I'm a singer. Thank you for having an opinion on if I'm still succeeding or not, because
right.
most people just don't even care. So the fact that you took time out of your day to write a comment, I appreciate you, bro, whether it's
Yeah,
good, bad, or indifferent. But most people will allow themselves to never reach their dreams just because they're afraid of that type of comment, right? Like when that's
you
a
have to
compliment.
unplug. I love social media. Like I talk crap all day. Like that's kind of like where I have a dark ass sense of humor. I'm fucking terrible. But I'm not like a heartless person, but I have a dark sense of
It's
humor.
just
Imma
that
fuck you up.
I have a
I was
dark sense of humor.
like like, I like dark comedy, like Dave Chappelle's one of my favorite comedians, Chris Rock, fucking
Davis is shit. I love
Bernie
him.
Bernie Mac,
Bernie's the shit.
Cat Williams, you know what I'm saying? Like, a
Who's
lot of
your
times
who's your musical influences?
my musical influences okay, so I have a few. So Aaliyah would be one of my
Okay.
musical influences. I just love the tone of her voice and, like, just her spirit and effortlessness that she had. Aaliyah, Missy Elliott as far as creativity, a lot like Drake. I know people are like, Drake, 'cause he's so extra, but I love his songwriting ability. I love his versatility and things of that nature. And who else? Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean
Okay.
is like
Hot
he's
take.
like one of the he's one of the artists that made me feel like, "Okay, I can write." Like, I used to be petrified to write. I didn't know what the fuck to write. I went, "Oh my god, I don't know what to write." Like, I could sing, but I don't know what to write. And who else? I love Keisha Cole. Like, I just had to shout out to Keisha. She on tour right now. I'm trying to Keisha and Keisha is another person that I was like, man, she's from like she's from Oakland. I'm like, oh my God, like she's like not I'm not from Oakland, but like, wow, like if she can do it, I can do it. And she was so young and just doing her thing. She just
Yeah, no,
hit the
Keisha
ground
should be
running.
a poster child for if she can do it, literally anybody can do it.
Like she
She
came
just
from
be
the
screaming at
struggle.
people.
She came from the struggle and nothing. And I will argue somebody down who say she can't sing. I'm like, you guys, Keisha messed up. Okay. Don't play with me about no Keisha. Shit. Enough is somebody
Man, don't play about the Bay Area queen.
some somebody on Twitter gonna say that Monica can't sing. I said, Monica who?
Oh, well, damn,
I said,
that's
now you
crazy.
done lost it.
Now
Now
Monica can sing for sure.
Monica can sing her butt off, and shout out to Brandy as well. Now, Brandy, I feel like she has a more versatile style and voice, and she can do like
I'll stand behind the Brandy for sure. I could
right.
it's
But we're not finna
versatilities,
say
vocal
that,
control, she got it for sure.
yeah, but we're not finna say Monica can't sing.
Yeah, Monica can
Mo-
sing.
have you? Are
Monica can
you?
sing. I would dare to say I could put a Monica over a Keisha Cole.
Man, it's not. I can't pick. But as a child, I actually wanted to be Monica. Like I I'm breaking out and little. Never met the girl. She didn't know it was. I'm
Right.
like, I
No.
never, yeah. But I can really sing, y'all. Y'all check out my shit, man. But
We gonna run
as
you
a
up.
shorty,
This gonna blow us up.
for sure, as a kid, like I was like, oh my gosh, like I love Usher, I love Monica. I just love that whole era of music. Like it
That
was like
90s,
real. Yeah,
real
90s,
90s
early
era, early
2000s.
2000s. Yeah.
I had no business listening to "It's a Quarter Past Three" and "Girl, What You Gonna Be." My mom, can I borrow your CD? She like, yeah.
It was
If
a
you really,
different vibe back then.
it was
Like
a
a
vibe.
totally different vibe than like what you would like even now I feel like because even on the radio, I feel like they like 5, 10 years back still, like we 2013, 15, maybe radio wise. It's just a different vibe of the music that you hear like coming out, like
Right,
the newest CDs that are coming, or CD, the newest tapes that's coming out or
right,
albums. You know what I
the
mean?
EPs and the streaming. Like the whole
Right. It's really
streaming
changed the game.
area. I love just R&B, but I'm not gonna cap, like, I love some rap and things like that, but I just love one of my favorite rappers is Roddy Ricch, like, one of the newer rappers and stuff, he's hella dope to me. But I just like people who, like you can to me, you can kinda tell, like, if a person is being authentic or they're being trendy, to me. I mean, I don't know, maybe I don't know, it's like, I just don't wanna hear shout out Stacey Red, I respect her hustle and her grind, but personally, I'm not finna listen to a whole car ride of Sexy Red. I might play a couple songs. I'm not gonna cap. She do got some cool little
Oh,
bops
you're in
on it.
there. If she came on in the club or something, like, I'm not gonna leave the dance floor, but, like,
Right.
I'm never gonna download one of her songs.
No,
You
no,
know what
no.
I'm saying? And throw it on.
It's just not I don't relate, but it's like people like, "Oh, you an old head." I'm like, "Bitch, I am not old." Like,
No.
well, I
I'm
remember
just
when
real
I was
particular
18.
about, like and exactly. I try to remember when I was 18, 19, 20, but then I'm just like, I'm just real particular about the vibes and what I
Right,
put into my body. If I'm cool with somebody screaming whatever she's saying at me, then I'm cool with saying it, which I'm not, right?
right.
Like,
That
otherwise,
girl
why
too
am I
wild.
listening to it? You know what I mean? Because
I just like her
even if I'm saying
personality.
it back to myself in my head, you know what I'm saying? I am saying it. So it's like, I don't
Right.
want that kind of energy.
I feel it. I feel it. You so mature now. I'm not gonna cap. Like it's not even that I listen to her. It's like if you on TikTok and you be like, been there. Oh wait, the kids is right
E
here.
ex e
Don't get it, right.
exactly.
But I don't
Exactly.
listen to that type of stuff around my kids at all. Like I don't listen to
No,
vocal music around my children at all. But they can. But my older kids, like you kind of can't escape it. Like it's on
no,
TikTok, it's on YouTube, it's every
exactly.
freaking where. So
I
it's
know
like
they listen to worse music than I know they do. I
I know
know
I
they
was
do.
bad. You remember LimeWire and Kazaa and shit?
Mm,
Fuck the computers up.
and they got more new, better shit than we ever had that we don't even know nothing. And I'll be like, I know I'm a little hip. I try to stay up on my trends and everything. And I know I
Right,
don't know all the new age young people shit because I ain't young. Like I'm just not in it like they are. And I know they know how to
right.
keep a decent sized secret
I'm
because
like, let me see that phone.
they
What you
know we
listening to?
adults from the 90s be leaking shit. We'll for sure put
Man,
that shit out.
Man, and, it's like, "Son, quit crying." See, this is my life. This is my life all the time, but I don't judge. I don't judge, but I'll say I like art. I like art. I love art. Like, Frank Ocean is, like, really a big inspo as far as my writing style.
I like Frank.
I just released the EP last summer called Hammer Skate. It's like it's vibes. Like, I like different
I see that.
styles.
You
Like,
got a video to that one, right?
yeah, that'll slow
Okay, yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah.
But it's a 6-track EP, and Hammer Skate is like basically like it's like Cal Skate in Sacramento, but it's
Mhm.
like the one it's closed down now. It's in Stockton. It was like a coming of age, like it was like basically what was the
Like when we
Cascade?
used to go hang out at the
What the
skate,
what the what the
John.
stadium ring? Wait,
We
and
had Cal skate. You used to pop.
you know, and that's it. Like I done been to all the little skating rinks, but Hammer Skate was my local thing, and I had to tap back into like the essence of where I started to have a love for music. Like I had to tap into my inner child. Like it's okay to make your inner child happy. Like don't ever forget that, guys. Like yes, we're grown. Yes, we have responsibilities and kids and bills. Who gives a fuck? I have to deal with what makes me happy. So I'm really proud of that project and I've been getting good reviews. I've been, rocking shows in Sacramento, Oakland, freaking Modesto. Like it's I've been pushing it like just all self promotion but shout out to Emo. Like, he's based in Sacramento as well. He's like basically like one of the staples and he's like a big brother in music, and I
That's
really
dope.
appreciate him that he gave me he's really cool. He works with anybody and everybody as long as you do good business and you got some, so if I send you the email, don't be playing no games now. Like don't mess up my referral if I send you there, but he's a really good friend of mine. He's given me opportunities throughout the years as far as, like, I got to perform at one of his birthday shows years ago when no one knew who the hell I was, but he just respected my hustle and my grind, so it's like I really take relationships, like organic relationships, personal, especially in this music shit because it's hard to, run across people that really just wanna keep in music and not on the messy shit, so
Yeah, no,
shout
I
out to
know.
him.
I'm sure you run into that as a female. Dudes that want to,
I
give
ain't
you
gonna
that,
go I'm married now.
give me that favor type shit.
Oh, there ain't no
Um,
Bibles around here. No, I'm saying,
right,
I mean, I was young, you know what I'm saying? Shit, we all do some shit, you know what I mean? I don't know what it is to survive, you survive, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right, right,
but I'm married now, and my lawyer
right.
said I can't talk about it on
And so do that be hubby in the videos?
Yes, that's my
That's
husband.
dope. So
We
he
actually
supports
met.
you in the
Yes,
videos and the music
yes,
and the entrepreneurship ventures.
yes, and we actually met at a, rap battle in 2018.
Oh, that's dope.
And we met at a rap battle that we were both on the deal.
Oh, y'all was both joining. Who won?
No, I didn't, actually, my opponent ended up not showing up, and his did too, so it was, like, kinda like a wild
I
card
got to
type of
buy.
battle.
Okay.
No, so he got to they, like basically, whoever showed up it was like a wild card type
Yeah,
of thing,
yeah,
so
yeah.
he was battling. My opponent didn't show up, so I ended up freestyling. I don't even rap but that's how much I love music. I'm like, "Fuck it." Yeah,
Show
yeah,
up,
but yeah, I would show
show
up
up and make it
anyway.
happen.
So it was like, yeah, we met in 2018, and they were friends for 2 years. Then 2020 rolled around, we started dating. We dated for 5 months, got married, been married almost 4 years now. So that's our love story. But, it's hard, especially, being musicians together. Like it's hard. I don't know. I've always kind of dated guys that do music or involved in music, producer, whatever. And it's kind of hard to work with people that have control issues.
Mm.
It's for you know what I mean? It's like, no, this ain't no Ike Tina type shit, but I'm saying, like, it's a lot of people that, like I'm saying it's a lot of people that like to put a cap on your creativity or, it's okay if, you're doing hooks and stuff for them, but as soon as you wanna step out and do your own thing, it's a problem type
We
thing,
got an
so
issue.
right, and I feel like I've never been like that. Like my daughter's dad, we started out doing music together as well. He helped me get into like recording and things like that nature. I had never recorded. I've always written like poems and hooks and stuff like that, but I never had a studio access to a studio. So we ain't on the best terms, but I am appreciative of the things that he showed me, and you know, I try to,
Yeah.
you
I mean,
know,
some people it's for a season. Some people,
right, right.
that's that and that's all
Oh,
that it is.
sugar.
Right.
I'm saying I pick up fast. You know what I'm saying, but as far as like musically and romantically, it's not easy for couples. Like what I'm saying, like we're not big time yet, but I feel like in my heart and my soul, it's like I'm gonna let you express yourself the way you want to. And it's hard to not take being a musician that your partner don't take a song personal, or they feel like, oh, you're talking about something else. But
You gotta have that understanding.
when I compose a song, it's an experience in my romantic life, period. So fuck it.
Right, right,
I
right.
can't hold I can't hinder my creativity with a partner, and this is the first time I've actually been able to express myself, and we have disagreements, and she's like, "Who the hell that song about?" I'm like, "Babe, it's not that one." No,
Right.
I'm just kidding. He's hella cool, but yeah, he's been in the battle scene actually. We're both from Stockton and stuff, so he's a little older than me, so he was like doing like the rap battles in the jungle back in the day. I wasn't doing music at the time, so it's like,
In that capacity, right. Okay. So, okay, what were we talking about? We were doing what?
I don't.
Your inspirations?
Oh yeah,
Right.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Well, like, I have many inspirations. I feel like my personal romance experience, like from heartbreak or, love, the whole fuzzy honeymoon phase shit, that's like inspires like a lot of my music. I didn't really know
And the
how to like write
lyrics.
from that. Yeah, the lyrics. I didn't know how to write
Right.
from that standpoint because I was young. I really didn't experience what I thought was heartbreaking till I did. I'm like, oh, my chest, it hurt.
Right.
It hurt. But
Right.
it's for me, it's therapy. And it's unfortunate, like when you do R&B or you do like sing stuff, people like, I can't wait till she get her heart broke again so I can get an album. But
Let's
that's
go.
kind of
Well, you learn I think you learn how to, like, just revisit those places, understand those emotions on a deeper level so that you can conjure it, at will versus having to experience it. But experiences are the best teachers and the best
that shit hurt.
motivators for lyrics, for sure. You know what I mean? Because you can
Yeah,
somebody could explain to you how much it hurt, but until you feel it yourself, you don't know how deep that hurt is.
man. Well, like, a lot of times as I'll be watching like, self-help podcasts and stuff. A lot of times, we as women and men, we fall in love with the idea of a person or the potential of a person and what we could see them being and stuff like
Right, I
that.
can see
And
that.
then when it's not that, when reality sets in, it's like, this is really how this person is. Like, oh my God. Like, well, I'm saying it's a
Right.
part of life. It's a part of love and experience. But I'm blessed to be able to reflect on things and be able to convey it in a way where it's not I'm not here to promote like niggas ain't shit and all that shit. Cause I mean, we all ain't shit at some point, but I really want to just, that's why I love not 90s and early 2000 R&B because like granted, it could be a terrible story, but it's the way it's laid and conveyed. And I do music myself, but I would love to write for other people and like collaborate with other writers as well. Like that's really my goal.
That's
Ultimately,
dope.
it's like I personally do enjoy doing music myself, but I'm not opposed to writing for other people because I feel like my pen is strong and I'm working on a new project now. I can't give y'all too many details yet until it's all like, the final stages. But I definitely am being more consistent with my music. Like I've been dropping since last summer and it feels great. It feels wonderful. Like I had to take some time and step back and recalibrate, do my shit.
What's the
So
vision for the music moving forward? Like,
the vision for
what
the
do you
music
see
movement.
yourself a year, 2 years?
Oh, honey, I see myself. Like I said, I see myself being in rooms with people writing for other artists. I definitely see myself overseas because I have different genres now. I don't just come with R&B. I love EDM. I love pop. I do love rock and roll.
That's the way to go,
I
for
haven't got a
sure.
chance to work with a rock and roll band yet, but that's definitely something I'm speaking into existence. And
Hit her up. We gonna get it. It's gonna happen.
so like I said, if you need hooks, verses,
I need
mama
to
gotta pay some bills, but I don't charge too much. It's gonna be worth every penny. But like at the same token, like if we can make a classic record and stuff like that, the money's gonna come eventually. So
I produce.
just
We
make it
gonna have to
work.
do something.
Okay,
We gonna
okay, let's
we gonna have
get
to do
it
something.
for
I'm getting
sure. And
I've been telling everybody that knows that because I have a lot of clients that I just worked with me for years, and they know how I work, which is I'll just take a year off. Like, I'll just stop doing
Right.
it because I make music because I like to make music, not because it makes me hella money, which if I'm doing it consistently, it can make me a decent amount of money, but I've never done it to make money. So, like, I'll just stop if I need
It's
something to
literally
focus on.
therapy for me. I
Yeah.
know that I've sold features and stuff before like that, but some people didn't use them, whatever, that's the thing, whatever,
Right.
because a lot of my music and now I'm more selective on who I work with as well because don't get me wrong, like Northern California, people have their vibe and they gangsta stuff, and which is fine. But me personally, if I can't relate to it or stuff like that, I don't want to contribute to that record because it's not gonna coincide with what the vision you have. So I understand
Right.
that. And this is me
Right.
older.
That's a
And you
unique
understand,
way
like,
to look at it. Like, I don't see where you're going with it. I can't relate to it. So how could I what I mean,
right,
further that?
right.
So I can respect that.
Yeah, so, I just, I love music and I'm not opposed to working with different artists and different genres and stuff like that. Like I love like as 90s R&B, the R&B and shit. Like I have that's what on this project. On my last project too, I had some EDM tempo stuff, but on this project it's a little more intimate and basically kind of like diving into my shit, my heartbreak, man, and, like, I'm married now, but I'm so grateful to have a patient partner, and he understands that, like, this is literally therapy for me,
Right.
and nothing's perfect, no relationship is perfect, but I try to encourage him as well, like, just speak your truth. You don't have to be like anybody else, and that's for any artist coming up. Speak your truth, speak what's true to you. Or,
Right.
be the voice for someone else, close to you. They don't know how to convey that certain message. I just feel like music has lost not all artists because there's still some very amazing artists out, which is why I'm so proud that like Killer Mike finally won his award and Victoria Monet, she won and SZA won. And like
Album was
real
fire.
artists still, yeah, real artists still exist. And it's like we just need support. And the young kids don't like what they like, but I'm saying I'm making music for a more mature audience. It's not necessarily age bracket or nothing. I'm just making more music with substance, and I'm not to say I don't make sexy stuff or, might have a cuss word here and there, but I really wanna use my vocabulary because I have impeccable and I
She's
might say something like
impeccable.
that.
No, you do. You're well articulated. I can definitely,
Thank you.
there's you put time into your craft, which is appreciated
Yes.
by those of us who do consume your music. And
Right.
why I will say keep doing it.
Thank
Keep
you.
putting good music out. I like to ask all my guests
Right.
if there is a piece of advice, something that you've learned along the way that's helped you, right? What would you like to give to the audience that will help them on their entrepreneurial journeys, whether it's music, business, service, products, whatever the case may be? What would you like to
I would
help them
say
with?
honestly, I would say, like, put God first, honestly, like, let him be your strength and your rock, and don't let the opinions of other people that we all have visions. No one can see our vision but us when it's not externally put into the universe yet. Believe in your vision, trust your vision, and just pray, 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 and get around people that are further. They're doing similar things. They may be further ahead than you, and it's okay to have mentors. It's okay to have people that show you the ropes. It's okay to be, I guess, an intern of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, you want to be a boss, but you got to learn. We have to learn from somebody. We don't just wake up freaking knowing what the hell we're doing. So it's like it's okay to intern. It's like the money is important. Don't get me wrong, but it's gonna come. It's about how you show up. It's about being on time, being professional, not being, slizzard. I didn't been all through that. I'm saying like I overcame so many things. I overcame heartbreak. I overcame addiction. I overcame a lot of things in my young life that I didn't understand. I was in the party scene, whatever that shit. But when it comes to my family, my kids, like that's the most important thing, and I want to do my music now that I'm I used to do X pills, like, I was, like, in the building feeling myself for hella years and shit, but I'm almost 4 years clean now, and that was a whole fucking life-shifting experience because I got a hold of some bad shit, and I had to go to the hospital. Like, I almost died off that shit. So, if I could give a piece of advice to anybody, like, stay focused, keep God first. Stay away from the jokers, man. That's all I can say.
Stay away from the jokers, man.
Because these niggas, you know what I'm saying? I'm not telling people gonna do what they wanna do. You know the party scene, people gonna do what they wanna do, but for me
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
personally,
Yeah, the best thing the best teacher is experience. So, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
If you can't learn from somebody telling you, you're gonna go out there and bump your head, you know what I'm saying?
and
And
it and it
then you'll have
and
the
it
scar and you'll know.
I'm just saying a lot of people don't get the chance to bounce back from that shit. Either they, they're mentally okay
Right.
for the rest of their
Hopefully you
life
get
or
that
they
scar.
die. Right.
Right.
And yeah, I almost died out that shit. Like I was like, fuck. Like I guess I was having an active overdose, but didn't pass out. But I was like fucking so out of my mind. Like you can tell me I'm doing shit. I'm like, no, I ain't do that. I just blacked out for like fucking 4 days. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where am I at? Like that shit ain't cool, man. Well,
Nah.
don't do drugs,
Well,
kids.
we and all the fans are happy you are here. We are happy that you have turned your life around and you are giving us
Yeah.
this amazing music. As I said, keep
Auntie
doing
just
what you're
drink a
doing.
little wine now. That's all.
Hey,
Though.
ain't nothing wrong with a little wine. They say it's good for your heart, right? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
glass a day.
You know.
But that's A Payne. This is Dope for Life, and this is the Hyperview podcast. Thank you for tuning
Thank
in. Make
you.
sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that good jazz for the YouTube algorithm because we appreciate you, and it's free. Don't sleep on the free support.
Exactly. We need the support. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have
And
fun.
check out A Payne everywhere you can download music. Don't be dumb. Like type the name in A Payne.
Y'all know
Like
I'm the crazy lady on
check
the
it out.
internet
Visuals
now.
is crazy, music is crazy. And do you got anything dropping in the near future?
I do have something. I don't have a set date, but I am almost done with like my first album. Like I have an album
Okay.
length worth of music. So I'm trying to wrap it up. I want to say late summer, maybe early fall, because I
All right,
really
we got
don't
a
want to
summer
rush this
jam.
project.
We got a summer jam
Oh
coming,
yeah,
hopefully.
I
Maybe if
got
not,
single.
we're gonna have a breezy fall. You know
But
what I'm
look,
saying? It's coming.
I just dropped my latest single. It's called The Low. That's
Okay.
THELO. So if you got me on my Instagram, is APAYNE music, spelled the regular way. You can go in there. All my links are there. So you can see my latest singles, albums, all that stuff. So thank you so much.
And what you Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff?
Oh yeah. Oh, so my Instagram is A Payne Music and my TikTok is A Payne Music. That's PAYNE Music 116. Twitter is the same one.
Okay.
Tanya Chamberlain on Facebook. It's me. So yeah, it's all good.
Well, that is it, folks. I appreciate you for staying this long. If you have, make sure, like, comment, subscribe. We love you.
Peace.